Everyone used to go outside. Almost everyone is outside India.
But we don't get that field experience. Like it's a laborer, a mason would actually know more than us about brickwork, about strength of materials there. But that is not the case in civil engineering. You need someone to actually teach you the work. Otherwise, you'll not learn it all by yourself by reading a book. 8 point ke baad, I think people more than lucrative offers, more than money, they chase social stability, prestige. I come from a family of doctors. It's not only my father. My Nanaji was an MBBS doctor. My father, my chacha, my fufa, my mausa, and most of my cousins are also into the medical line. That jugaad thing doesn't work in interview. Study IQ है, मैं अंकित अग्रवाल सर का फॉलो करती थी. जितना भी है ना उतना ही बहुत है मतलब. I thought पता नहीं होगा या नहीं होगा.
छोड़ दिया.
I always decided to quit. I was almost in the verge of quitting. कि मेरा तो नहीं होगा क्योंकि 3 बार नहीं हुआ, चौथे में क्या ही हो जाएगा, चौथे में भी फेल ही हो जाऊंगी शायद मैं. But I got the name. But then gradually this preparation humbles you. You realize that it's not a cakewalk.
So today we have with us another topper from this year, rank 303. Her name is Lisa Garga. And there are few things which are very unique about Lisa. One is she is an engineer who has entered into the services. Second, she is from northeastern states which have always made everybody curious from where the people are preparing for this examination. Are they getting the kind of support or not? That is one thing. Plus, her father and her, both of them used to watch the study IQ videos, especially the updates by Ankit Agarwal sir. So today we are going to have a discussion on all these aspects with her, her life journey, her areas of interest, and of course, her ways of preparation. So many congratulations first, Lisa, for getting into the services and getting such good rank. First question that I'll start is with the engineering background. So we both happen to be engineers. We both happen to be from NIT. You are from NIT Silchar, I am from NIT Jaipur. We both happen to be civil engineers for that matter. And what made you move away from engineering for the civil services preparation? One, plus of course civil engineering, so you are in core branches of engineering. So mostly this concern is always with the core branches. कि core branches वालों को हमेशा लगता है कि यार हमें क्या करना चाहिए, क्या हम कोर में जाएं या हम सॉफ्टवेयर की तरफ स्विच कर लें या फिर हम इस डायरेक्शन में चले जाएं. जैसे एक जो बहुत बड़ा डिस्कशन आजकल चल रहा है कि प्राइवेट सेक्टर में जॉब्स को लेके इनसिक्योरिटी, एंड दैट इज आल्सो वन थिंग दैट इज कमिंग अप. सो व्हाट इज योर टेक, व्हाई सो मेनी इंजीनियर्स आर चूजिंग सिविल सर्विसेज एग्जामिनेशंस प्रिपरेशन?
देखिए, पहले तो मैं ये बताना चाहूँगी, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल थैंक यू फॉर हैविंग मी हियर. एंड विद रिगार्ड्स टू दैट क्वेश्चन, सी आई फील everybody has a different calling in life. Some people do exceptionally well in the engineering field, and I have a lot of my batchmates, lot of my peers who are doing exceptionally well in civil engineering and in various other STEM fields. Some of them, they feel that more than engineering, they can contribute more to the corporate sector. So they pursue MBA, they go to IIMs, and they are leading good projects.
I think you were also doing so well in the engineering. 9.2
yes,
CGPA.
I had a 9.2 CGPA. Yes, of course. I mean, I have a 9.2
So were you the
CGPA.
best
I was department rank 3.
Or department rank 3.
I was ranked 3rd in my department. But somewhere I feel that the calling was not in the direction of engineering. Because ultimately you need to be passionate and you need to be interested in the job that you are doing. Because if you are not interested in that, then you would be a mediocre anyway in whatever field you go. So I realized when I was pursuing my engineering that more than my engineering books, more than subjects like structural analysis, structural design,
shear force and bending moment,
shear force and bending moment, I realized that I enjoyed reading polity.
Okay.
I enjoyed reading about India government and politics. International relations used to fascinate me. Geography का अच्छा लगता था पढ़ के कि क्यों हो रहा है, why is that happening, why seasons are changing. Then I realized that I need to pivot to this. कि मतलब if I think I realized that that's my calling. So I shifted from civil engineering, even though I had a job with National Highway Infrastructure Development Corporation. And at one point of time I did think that उसको pursue करे क्या, मतलब higher studies में या job में या फिर higher studies में civil engineering. But then I realized कि नहीं, मतलब अगर इसमें जाने का अगर मन है तो इसी में करते हैं. So I came to civil services. I must say the journey was not at all easy. क्योंकि हमें लगता है कि हम इंजीनियरिंग बैकग्राउंड से आते हैं. वी हैव ऑल दोज सॉल्विंग 3/4 मैट्रिक्स, डूइंग ऑल थर्ड ऑर्डर पार्शियल डिफरेंशिएशन एंड एवरीथिंग. वी थिंक दैट ये तो क्या ही है, ह्यूमैनिटीज सब्जेक्ट है, निकाल लेंगे. बट देन ग्रेजुअली दिस प्रिपरेशन हम्बल्स यू. you realize that it's not a cakewalk. Humanities has its own stature. Humanities, it's difficult in its own way and it's beautiful in its own way.
और देखो इंजीनियर्स को तो लिखने का स्टाइल ही बहुत अलग होता है.
हाँ, ऐसे में कुछ
When they are writing in the examination, तो they are just writing it very objectively.
Yeah, very objectively, flow charts देके. जी. तो I realized कि नहीं, उसको करेंगे, अच्छे से करेंगे. Even though I missed the prelims, पहली बार नहीं हुआ.
We'll talk about the preparation journey. See, you graduated from college in 2019, right? I graduated back in 2010. When I entered college, लोग कहते हैं सिविल इंजीनियरिंग का बहुत स्कोप है. और आज भी कहीं ना कहीं मुझे लगता है लोगों को लगता है क्यों, बिकॉज लॉट ऑफ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट इज गोइंग ऑन. द गवर्नमेंट इज परसुइंग सो मेनी पॉलिसीज जिसके अंदर वो चाहते हैं कि इंडिया में बहुत अच्छा इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट हो, रोड नेटवर्क्स, रेलवेज, एवरीवेयर. बट इवन देन आई थिंक दैट काइंड ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटी इज नॉट अवेलेबल टू द इंजीनियर्स इन इंडिया. जैसे मोस्टली इंजीनियर्स डू रियली वेल व्हेन दे गो आउटसाइड इंडिया. जैसे आपके बहुत सारे बैचमेट्स बाहर पढ़ रहे होंगे, आई एम प्रीटी श्योर मेनी ऑफ माय बैचमेट्स आर आल्सो स्टडीइंग. So why is it that we have this kind of issue in our country कि the engineering jobs, especially the core ones, कि electrical, mechanical, civil, they are not that lucrative. In fact, there was a branch in my college, metallurgy. Everyone used to go outside. Almost everyone is outside India. So what's the reason?
I think one aspect in which our universities like NITs and IITs should actually work on is building the industry academia linkage, which I think is, it's not completely absent, but I think it's still in its nascent stages.
Yeah,
we need more industry experience.
We need to nurture it further.
Why I'm telling you, because see, when we are in our, say, fourth semester, or maybe in our fifth semester, in the third year, so we need to do an internship.
Yes.
We study, by the time we study subjects like structural analysis, structural design, but we don't get that field experience. Like it's a laborer, a mason would actually know more than us about brickwork, about strength of materials than engineers.
तो वैसे भी common perception भी है, सिविल इंजीनियर मतलब वो कारीगर है और इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियर मतलब उसको बिजली ठीक करनी आनी चाहिए.
जी. लेकिन फिर भी मुझे लगता है कि अगर आप जैसे अगर बिग कंपनीज लाइक, अगर मैं सिविल के बारे में बताऊं, if big companies like L&T or Gammon or DLF probably if they start collaborating more with colleges. And colleges मतलब across the nation, मतलब ऐसा नहीं कि सिर्फ in a particular area only. In Northeast there are so many, there are 7 NITs in Northeast. So if we can increase the collaboration there, we can bring more industry exposure. I think people will do very well in core branches. लोग क्या करते हैं, it's a normal tendency कि core branches में, because core branches requires lot of experience and expertise. So यहाँ पे hiring का भी ऐसा है, they prefer experienced engineers more than.
I think the entry level salaries are pretty low.
Pretty low. Even in IT it is low, but IT में क्या होता है ना, you मतलब जैसे coding आप खुद से भी थोड़ा बहुत progress कर सकते हैं, but that is not the case in civil engineering. You need someone to actually teach you the work, otherwise you'll not learn it all by yourself by reading a book.
अब जो coding कर रहे थे उनके लिए तो difficult situation आने वाली, because artificial intelligence is absolutely disrupting that.
Difficult नहीं, मुझे लगता है it's not going to completely replace the whole workforce.
Change the
maybe
style of work.
or maybe they need to just recalibrate their strategy. They need to incorporate AI into their skill set so that they can progress further in the ladder.
Definitely. Don't you think this disruption that is going on right now? See, there are 2-3 factors that are happening around us. One is the AI disruption that is happening. Then already the engineering jobs and the private sector jobs are just somehow India does not have that liking for that. Of course, there are people who are doing really well in the private sector. I'm not denying that fact. But still, that this social thing that is there in the mind of the individuals is कि सरकारी नौकरी लग जाए, it is stable. और दूसरा, how the government is creating incentives. Let's say 8th pay commission is going to come. The salaries are going to increase. The security of tenure, कि you are going to retire by 60, right? There is no disruption. You will have consistency. Do you think this is one of the attractions for the civil services preparation? क्योंकि जो कई बार अपन देखते हैं कि बहुत अच्छे बैकग्राउंड के, फॉर एग्जांपल देयर वाज वन टॉपर आई थिंक हु इज फ्रॉम IIT कानपुर दिस ईयर, ही वाज अ गोल्ड मेडलिस्ट देयर और समथिंग, एंड पीपल वर क्रिटिसाइजिंग हिम ऑन सोशल मीडिया कि यू लेफ्ट अ प्रेस्टिजियस जॉब एंड इफ सच पीपल आर नॉट गोइंग टू गो इनटू रिसर्च, यू जस्ट वांट टू बिकम पार्ट ऑफ द ब्यूरोक्रेसी, जो जनरली टर्म सोशल मीडिया यूज करते हैं, बाबूडम में आप जाना चाहते हैं. सो व्हाई इज इट दैट? तो डू यू थिंक दिस इज मेकिंग इट ल्यूक्रेटिव टू एंटर इनटू सिविल सर्विसेज की सोशल स्टेटस प्लस ऑफ कोर्स सिक्योरिटी?
देखिए, एक कंसेप्ट है, आई थिंक इन एंथ्रोपोलॉजी आल्सो, आई थिंक इट्स कॉल्ड मैस्लोज हायरार्की ऑफ नीड्स.
It's a public education.
It's a thing. So एक पॉइंट के बाद आई थिंक पीपल मोर देन lucrative offers, more than money, they chase social stability, prestige, थोड़ा बहुत एक
eventually self-actualization.
हाँ, self-actualization that I can actually contribute back to the society. So I think that is the pleasure that drives most people to even quit companies like Big Four or MBB, McKinsey, Bain, and Boston Consulting, and everything, and
we
they
had
come.
Gaurav Agarwal in 2013.
Yes,
He
yes,
quit
yes.
McKinsey and then he
Yes.
entered into
So
services.
I think at certain point of time, after you enter into these premier institutes like IITs and NITs, and then you get good jobs, because that doesn't really seem very self-satisfying. Matlab, everything is not about money.
Yes,
Sometimes it is
not.
also about.
After a point, it is not
After
about
a
money.
point, it's not about money or the salary that it doesn't
Initially,
excite you
the motivation
anymore.
can be
Initially,
salary,
it
of
can be
course.
there, but salary always doesn't excite you. So, for greater fulfillment of the purpose of your life, you feel that you need to do something extra, something in which you can give back to the society, and at the same time, it appears fulfilling to you that I have done something. तो ये फील्ड एक्सपीरियंस आपको सिर्फ सिविल सर्विसेज में मिलता है मैक्सिमम अमाउंट में नो डाउट NGOs and there are many other ways also in which you can contribute to the
But here
society.
you also get the authority to
But here
translate
you
that
get the
idea.
legitimate authority to actually implement something and do good work. So I think that is the reason why most people coming from premier institutes like IITs and NITs and IIMs, they actually at one point of time they do think of pivoting towards civil services.
That's a great insight. You were saying that you didn't have that calling for engineering.
Ji.
And in our discussion, you were saying that your mother wanted you to become surgeon or you enter into medicine because your father is already a medical practitioner. He's a surgeon. So, do you think there was any pressure on you to not pursue engineering and pursue the medical field?
See, I'll tell you about myself. Like, I come from a family of doctors. It's not only my father. My Nanaji was an MBBS doctor. My father, my chacha, my fufa, my mosa, and most of my cousins are also into the medical line. So, yeah, it was a very. So when you come from that background, it is an expected thing that you are.
For example,
supposed
lawyer's
to,
family, everybody wants to become a lawyer.
that you need to take up medicine. Need to take up the medicine line. And I remember in class 12, uske baad, at that point of time, NEET was not there. AIP, it used to be called AIPMT, All
yes.
India Pre-Medical Test.
Pre-medical test.
So मैंने फॉर्म भर के रखा था, but मैंने एग्जाम नहीं
So
दिया.
you had maths and bio both in 12th
Yeah,
class.
I had both maths and bio, and I had around 95 marks in bio and around 95 marks in maths also in the same month.
Amazing.
But वो था कि मुझे even though I was reading biology, तो मुझे वो मतलब ठीक है, but उतना उसमें इंटरेस्ट नहीं आया. तो फिर मुझे लगा कि यही कर लेते हैं, इंजीनियरिंग कर लेते हैं. फिर मैं गई, जोश में गई. फिर वहाँ भी नहीं अच्छा लगा.
अच्छा.
क्योंकि मतलब एक होता है ना दैट यू आर, क्योंकि 12th में जब हम डिसाइड करते हैं कि हमें इंजीनियरिंग करना है या मेडिकल करना है, एक्चुअली हमें पता नहीं होता इतना, बिकॉज एट नाउअडेज द
एक्सपोजर ही नहीं होता.
नाउअडेज द किड्स आर वेरी मच वेल अवेयर ऑफ देयर फ्यूचर, बिकॉज नाउ सोशल मीडिया हैज अ वेरी एक्टिव
ज़्यादा अवेयर हो गया.
जी, अब बहुत ज़्यादा अवेयर हो गए. नाउ आई थिंक पीपल स्टार्ट प्रिपेयरिंग फ्रॉम नीट फ्रॉम क्लास 6-7 ऑनवर्ड्स. हमारे टाइम में इतना नहीं था. हमारे टाइम
जल्दी प्रिपेयर नहीं करना चाहिए मुझे लगता है.
Yeah, I think but some people are obsessed with JEE and NEET. They start preparing from class 6-7 onwards. हमारे टाइम में हम 10th के बाद ही सोचते थे कि साइंस लेंगे, तो उसके बाद
I thought about it after 12th class. 11th 12th में सोचा ही नहीं था कि करना क्या है, but 12th class करनी that's it. I think it makes your life easy also sometimes.
Yeah, so you
over
just
planning
have
for the
to-
future sometimes makes you paranoid also.
yeah, that's true. You know, when you overthink, you actually become paranoid.
Yes.
I have felt this in my journey of
Preparation.
repeated of this preparation कि ये ठीक किया या नहीं किया, या गलती कर दी क्या.
नहीं.
Passion follow
अब तो
करते
all is well. अब तो you're there.
अब तो I'm there. At least that's a big relief.
I know.
So at that point of time in class 12 we were like चलो ठीक है साइंस ले लेते हैं. फिर सबने बोला या तो मेडिकल करो या तो इंजीनियरिंग करो. फिर इंजीनियरिंग कर ली. उसके बाद डिसाइड करो. मोस्ट 99% इंजीनियर्स डिसाइड आफ्टर इंजीनियरिंग, आफ्टर होल्डिंग देयर.
You were saying your mom was not that happy.
Yeah, my mom wasn't very happy. She was like you should have gone for medical line. She still sometimes says that.
So, do you think parental pressure is a thing for people who are preparing for this examination? For example, your parents have been supportive, right? I guess.
जी.
But generally, कई students के साथ में ये होता है कि parental pressure इतना ज़्यादा हो जाता है कि और plus of course parental pressure it comes with the social pressure also. If the parents are validating the social pressure, it exponentially increases on your mind, and that creates a lot of trouble for people who are preparing. वो हर वक्त result को लेके इतना conscious होते हैं कि करना क्या है, the process part they miss out on this. So what is your suggestion to those parents? Plus of course, how has your journey been?
देखिए, मैं एक चीज क्लैरिफाई करना चाहूंगी. योर पेरेंट्स ऑलवेज वांट यू टू डू वेल इन लाइफ.
Of course.
हमेशा आपका भला ही सोचते हैं.
हाँ.
लेकिन उनके पास क्या होता है ना, जो इन्फॉर्मेशन आती है दैट कम्स थ्रू द सोसाइटी.
Yes.
So let's say an average family in UP, an average family in Bihar, वो क्या देखते हैं? वो देखते हैं कि जो DM है, जो SP है, जो civil servants है, उनकी मतलब they have a higher position in the society. The society respects them. उनकी they have all the privileges and status. तो उनको लगता है कि अगर if my son or my daughter also pursues this line of civil services and clears the exam, then they will be in a good position.
Oh, yes.
तो यही होता है, तो इसीलिए बोलते हैं कि तुम तैयारी करो. ऐसा नहीं कि कुछ अलग सा प्रेशर देने के लिए या फिर इनका मेंटल हेल्थ खराब करने के लिए. You know, because see, I'll tell you, in that movie Three Idiots, that guy wanted to become a photographer, but his father wanted that he becomes an engineer. क्योंकि उनके father को लगा कि अगर मेरा बेटा इंजीनियरिंग कर लेता है, then he'll be at least sorted in life. He'll have a good, जो भी है, he'll have a salary package, he'll have a monthly salary coming to his pocket, and he'll have a good life, stable life. फोटोग्राफी में उनको समझ नहीं आ रहा था कि फोटोग्राफी में कैसा फ्यूचर है.
बट फरहान तो चाहता था ना फोटोग्राफी करना.
Yeah, he wanted it, but it's just that his parents thought that it might not suit him in his, you know, मतलब intention वो नहीं था कि उसको फोटोग्राफी करने नहीं देंगे. इंटेंशन ये था कि बस वो अच्छा करे लाइफ में. बस उनको पता नहीं था कि ये शायद हो सकता है कि उसका पैशन ना हो.
I think the way of communication from the parents' part could be a bit
better. लेकिन उनके आप देखिए हमारे पेरेंट्स का अगर आप देखेंगे, they are 60s 70s educated people. तो वहाँ उस जमाने का जो माइंडसेट था,
it's very different.
Probably when we become parents, we might not force that much because probably we would have more exposure than they had. तो एक generation gap भी होता है, एक time gap भी होता है, but ultimately the intention is never to pressurize the child.
Always this sense of protection is there in their mind that we need to protect our children, and for them we need to figure out the best option that is there.
जी.
So
the best option in life. Parents just want their children to do well in life. Simple.
That's great. You come from Assam. So of course, one of the most prominent states in the northeastern states. So how's the craze of civil services in the northeastern states per se?
In northeastern states, I have been meeting students from Assam and from other neighboring states also, and they're really eager to enter into the civil services. Yeah. But the only problem there is, वहाँ पे क्या होता है, वो environment थोड़ा कम है. जैसे दिल्ली में जो है, या फिर आप बिहार में इन पटना देयर इज दिस एरिया बोरिंग रोड बोलते हैं शायद, तो वहाँ पे दे हैव ऑल द मेजर कोचिंग्स. स्टडी IQ सेंटर डेफिनेटली. सो दे हैव एन एनवायरनमेंट देयर. तो उतना अवेयरनेस शायद अभी भी
IIT's preparation earlier there used to be quota.
हाँ, तो उतना प्रिपरेशन मतलब क्या होता है, वो एनवायरनमेंट अभी भी नॉर्थ ईस्ट में थोड़ा बहुत लैकिंग है. एंड दैट इज व्हाई आई वुड रियली लाइक टू क्रेडिट स्टडी IQ and other edtech platforms, क्योंकि you have no idea the kind of impact that you guys have brought to online education. क्योंकि अभी as of now, someone deep inside, let's say a district called Karbi Anglong in Assam, it's a 6th schedule area.
Yes.
And a person from 6th schedule area decides to prepare for UPSC, and he doesn't have that financial leverage and other opportunities to come and be in Delhi. But with the help of internet connection and just a smartphone, he can actually prepare from there.
Yes, of course. And what I have personally seen on the Study IQ's channel is, if you post a topic which relates somehow to the northeastern states, people there are watching these videos and they are more interested in watching these videos. They are very interactive. They keep on commenting, and those videos also get a lot of views also. So it's a indirect way for us of assessing that, of course, the northeastern people
I think
watching
online education, especially study IQ, whatever, मैं भी follow करती थी current affairs,
so
Ankit sir का, yes.
Ankit
so I think yes.
You and your father also.
Yes, my father used to watch that. Because you know, to get an update about what are the things that is happening in the world. तो anyway, मैं क्या बोल रही थी कि जो भी आप लोगों के वीडियोस है, ऑनलाइन कोर्सेस है, they have hugely benefited people from the northeastern areas because at least now they are able to prepare. पहले क्या होता था, वो मतलब they think that कि कैसे हम क्या ही करेंगे, हम तो you know it's nearly impossible for us to come here. कुछ लोग ये सोच के ही ड्रॉप कर देते थे. But now I think the outreach is so huge that they are able to prepare from their staying at their home itself. So I think that's the best part of online education and edtech platforms.
The government also incentivizes them for preparing for this.
Yes. A lot of financial incentives are also given if they clear the prelims and subsequent stages. So yeah.
So a lot of people are studying in Delhi also. They come to Delhi also. Plus some of them are preparing from hometown also. So that is also a thing, right? What kind of other jobs are present in the Northeast? Because we don't have much exposure to that area. Other than the civil services craze, are there any private sectors that are booming?
private sector job is there, but most people they tend to migrate out of Northeast and they go to areas like Bangalore,
Yeah, I've
then
seen that.
Delhi.
Delhi, of course, is one center.
Yeah, Pune and all. But I think now the Assam government, he is trying his level best to kind of create more jobs in Assam, because we recently have the semiconductor plant in Jagi Road, which is expected to create a lot of jobs.
Am I asking you interview questions now?
I'm just telling you the interview lineup, but it's actually true. It's actually going to be, because semiconductor is now going to be the next big thing.
Yes, of course.
Karnataka doesn't have it. Karnataka has IT jobs, but Assam has the semiconductor that runs those IT.
Oh, is it?
That is that, you know, because everything runs on chip.
No, but Assam has this, it's a very different.
Yeah, because and I think that's going to be a game changer for Assam now.
Definitely. Generally, for the northeastern states, you see a kind of stereotypical image that exists in the northern parts of India, or in the core, in the different sections of the society. So, what do you want to say to them that why they should not have the stereotypical prejudiced image of the northeastern states? Because generally, jo masses hai, this is, for example, we all are studying and we all are very well aware of this. But in general, people have this perception, and northeastern people have faced so many prejudices and stereotypes, and they in fact face some kind of slangs or slurs. So, what is your message to those people who are insensitive about these ideas?
See, I have been living in Delhi for quite some time. तो मैंने जो देखा है यूजुअली जो नॉर्थ के लोग हैं, यूपी, बिहार, हरियाणा एंड ऑल ऑफ दी स्टेट्स, इनका एक तो है इनका थोड़ा अवेयरनेस कम होता है. ऐसा नहीं कि दे काइंड ऑफ आउटराइट रिजेक्ट नॉर्थ ईस्ट पीपल, बट इनका ऐसा होता है ना कि वो कभी गए ही नहीं उधर, तो उनको पता ही नहीं है कि उधर क्या होता है. हाँ, सो व्हेन दे सी अ पर्सन फ्रॉम नॉर्थ ईस्ट, तो उनका एक ना वो कॉग्निटिव डिसोनेंस होता है कि मतलब ये तो थोड़ा अलग है, इनकी accent थोड़ी अलग है.
For example, I teach anthropology. So in anthropology, there is a concept which is called as ethnocentrism. So ethnocentrism basically refers to the idea that, for example, if I am from different culture and you are from different culture, and if I am seeing you, so I'll definitely judge your practices on the basis of my understanding of the culture.
Yes.
So I think that becomes a problem.
Yeah, that becomes a problem. तो ये होता है कभी कभी, बट कुछ लोग क्या करते हैं, उस चीज को थोड़ा लंबा खींच देते हैं. तो इंस्टेड ऑफ ट्राइंग टू नो द पर्सन, वो अपना प्रेजुडिस को इतना ज्यादा लंबा खींच देते हैं दैट दे स्टार्ट मेकिंग इट अ डिस्क्रिमिनेटरी बिहेवियर.
They start making discrimination, fun of them.
कि ये ऐसा है, you know whatever, I'm not taking names, but the जो भी है racial slurs है, they start abusing that way. तो वो मुझे लगता है थोड़ा गलत है. बट ऐसा नहीं कि everybody is like that. Sometimes people little bit take time to understand, क्योंकि उनको इतना आइडिया नहीं होता. बट अदरवाइज आई अगर आप मुझसे पूछे पर्सनली, आई फील नॉर्थ इंडियंस आर वेरी फ्रेंडली. They are very friendly people, very chilled out people. That's what I can tell you.
And if people like you keep clearing this examination, I think it is going to further develop the
I'm sure I'm able to inspire many Northeast people to come to civil services.
Important in this direction, right? So you prepared, you had attempted 4 attempts in this examination.
जी.
First 3 attempts you had a problem of prelims. In this 4th attempt you qualified it in the one go, once you cleared the prelims examination. There are so many students who keep on struggling about the prelims examination. What is it that makes it really difficult, of course, and what is your suggestion to the people who have not qualified prelims? क्योंकि generally क्या होता है कि जो लोग पास नहीं होते हैं, वो बार-बार फिर वो इसी लूप में फंस जाते हैं कि बस prelims ही मेरा मकसद है, और वो बाकी प्रिपरेशन छोड़ देते हैं. Just for example, you were well prepared for the mains examination. That is why once you cleared the prelims, you could quickly get into the list. पर कई लोग सिर्फ prelims ही पढ़ते रह जाते हैं. तो what is your suggestion to them?
Prelims is actually a major struggle. In fact, I was one of those people that prelims are, because I see some people clear prelims every time, but for me it was for me it was a major struggle. But मैं message ये देना चाहूँगी that prelims can at best delay, but it cannot deny your selection. तो mains पे ज़्यादा focus करना चाहिए. Your mains, specifically your optional, essay and ethics. If you are good with these,
you got amazing marks in essay this year.
Yeah, I had 123 marks, which was quite decent. Yeah. So if you if you're good with these 3, and somehow if you can manage your prelims and CSAT by doing PYQs, repeated mock tests, and discussing with mentors whatever strategy you need to improve. So once you are clearing prelims, I would suggest you that you should be so well prepared for mains that you are clearing prelims, you are clearing mains, you are sitting for the interview, and you are clearing the...
And we've seen so many cases in the past.
Yes.
People who could not clear the prelims in first 2 attempts or 3 attempts, they have got really good ranks in the later attempts. Were there any down moments during the preparation? Did you think of quitting in between कभी-कभी कि यार हो गया अब छोड़ते हैं? Because already जो engineers हैं उनको लगता है कि यार हमारे पास जॉब कर सकते हैं, या वापस जाते हैं बहुत हो गया. लगातार देते हैं, हर बार वो कभी रिजल्ट है. तो डिड यू एवर थिंक दैट वे?
Yes, yes. I think after 2024 prelims failure, I completely gave up. I quit. मैंने उस वक्त उसके बाद आई थिंक इट वाज द रिजल्ट वाज डिक्लेयर्ड अराउंड जून, है ना?
That's the
तो
same.
हाँ, फिर मैंने सोचा कि छोड़ देते हैं. मैंने उठाया कैट का टाइम मैंने कोचिंग ले लिया था मैंने. फिर मैंने आई स्टार्टेड प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर कैट. मैंने दिया भी था, मेरा हो भी गया था. इतना अच्छा परसेंटाइल नहीं था बहुत
ठीक है,
ज़्यादा,
but
बट फिर भी इट वाज अराउंड डिसेंट वन. तो मैंने अप्लाई कर दिया था MBA कॉलेजेस में, एंड आई गॉट अ फ्यू इंटरव्यू कॉल्स ऑल्सो, एंड आई कन्वर्टेड अ फ्यू MBA कॉलेजेस ऑल्सो. तो आप बिलीव नहीं करेंगे, मैंने पैसा दिया. इनका एक होता है, यू हैव टू डिपॉजिट सम अमाउंट टू सिक्योर योर सीट.
Okay.
सो आई डिपॉजिटेड दैट अमाउंट. फिर मैं प्रीलिम्स लिखने गई. फिर मुझे लगा कि नहीं होगा. फिर आई वॉज वेटिंग फॉर द रिजल्ट, एंड मैंने पापा को भी बोल दिया था कि ये तो नहीं होगा, तो मैं जा रही हूँ, तो लेट्स पैक एंड लेट्स लीव, एंड यू नो आई एम लीविंग हियर, यू जस्ट ड्रॉप मी टू माय नेक्स्ट डेस्टिनेशन नाउ, बिकॉज दिस इज गॉन नाउ फॉर मी. आई बेटर गो मूव फॉरवर्ड इन लाइफ.
कुछ करते हैं और
कुछ और करते हैं. तो उस पापा ने बोला कि थोड़ा रुक जाओ, लेट्स वेट टिल द प्रीलिम्स रिजल्ट comes. After that we will decide what next step we have to take. तो फिर मेरा आ गया था. For the first time, it was a very emotional moment for me. I was all in tears. Yeah, that for the first time I had cleared prelims after not clearing for 3 times. And then I withdrew the money. मैंने उनको लिख दिया कि मेरा ऐसे prelims में हो गया, तो I wanted a refund.
You didn't study from prelims till the result?
No.
This year?
Yeah, after writing prelims, I was just after writing the prelims exam, I thought पता नहीं होगा या नहीं होगा.
सब कुछ छोड़ दिया.
I always decided to quit. I was almost in the verge of quitting कि मेरा तो नहीं होगा, क्योंकि 3 बार नहीं हुआ, चौथे में क्या ही हो जाएगा, चौथे में भी फेल ही हो जाऊंगी शायद मैं. But I got the name. And then I realized कि नहीं, इसको एक अब आ गया तो मेंस लिख के ही जाएंगे. So I withdrew the money. फिर मैंने मेंस लिखा. फिर रिजल्ट आया मेंस का. फिर इंटरव्यू के लिए तैयारी की. आई गेव 2 मॉक्स हियर विद स्टडी IQ. Yeah, then I was little bit, for the first time in life after 3-4 years I had some positivity in life कि चलो at least it's working.
And you took 2 mocks at study IQ, right?
Yeah, I took 2 mocks.
And what's your score in interviews?
I got an 198 marks in my interview, and I remember my mock was with Deepak Bohra sir, and there also in that mock I got 190 marks. So it was quite in that range.
So you come out very confident also. So I think that might have played a very important role.
But interview में it's about confidence, it's about knowledge, and
it's
also about how articulate you are.
Yeah.
Yes. Because there will be certain areas, like I was asked a lot of civil engineering questions because I had a very high GPA, 9.2. But then that was years back. So
were you aware of those questions?
Yeah, no. I wasn't expecting. There was too much about. He was asking me about some desulfurization, something. I couldn't even recall the question now, but it was like a very core strength of material question.
Okay.
But चलो ठीक है. Even though I politely said sorry sir, I'm not able to recall it. But yeah, तो ऐसा होता है. 3-4 बार मुझे बोलना पड़ा that sorry sir, I'm not able to recall it. Sorry sir, I have to read about it. But I think उतना effect नहीं होता. You need to be just true to yourself. You cannot bluff. You cannot say that अच्छा ऐसा है when
even they are not expecting that you know everything.
Yes,
it's not possible for a human being to know everything.
Yes, definitely.
They are just checking your interest in certain areas because you yourself have mentioned some things in the DAF, right? So do you have that interest in those things that you mentioned?
Ultimately, you need to be you need to come across as someone who is truthful, who is honest, and who has the integrity to carry out the service of the nation. So you can't be bluffing there. You can't have this kind of image कि जुगाड़ कर लूँगा. That kind of a thing should not be there. You should always come across as a very honest
engineers
person.
को बचना चाहिए इससे.
Yes, don't that जुगाड़ thing doesn't work in interview.
वो कॉलेज में बहुत करते हैं.
हाँ, yeah, you have to be absolutely truthful and honest about what you are saying. And if you don't know something, just humbly accept the fact that you don't know.
You graduated from NIT. You really did well in your school time. You did well in the college also. How did it feel when you first did not clear the prelims examination in the first attempt? Did it feel bad? This might have been your first failure, I think.
I'll tell you, I'll add on to this. I failed my CSAT that time.
Oh. For an engineer to fail in CSAT, it's a blunder.
So it was not just one paper. That time I failed in both the papers. It was just GS also, CSAT also. Wow. So it was an utter disaster. And you feel so bad that after all of these struggling so much, because you have always been a good kid, a studious kid, and then here you are nothing, literally you failed in both papers. So of course it was very overwhelming for me. Yeah. But then more heartbreaking was the next two failures, because
ताकि first तो चलो ठीक है कि it was first attempt,
ठीक है,
हाँ.
मतलब you can console yourself. But by the time you second and third failure was the hardest.
हाँ, वो तो difficult
But after that, somehow I pushed myself कि maybe something good is in store for me. So 2025, luckily that
So when
happened.
I came for preparation, I came in 2011. तो हम आए और आके we started preparing. So that time there were two optional subjects. The geography and public administration I chose at that time. तो first attempt में we focused more on prelims. तो हमें लग रहा था prelims पूरा ढंग से करते हैं. CSAT marks were also included. So I cracked the prelims in first attempt itself. लेकिन उसके बाद मेंस में इतनी हालत खराब हो गई, दो ऑप्शनल हैंडल करना, इतने बड़े बड़े ऑप्शनल, वो सब कुछ करना. मेंस का रिजल्ट एक्सपेक्टेड था कि नहीं होगा क्लियर, लेकिन दुख इतना मनाया उसके बाद भी कि अरे यार कैसे, क्योंकि दिस वाज फर्स्ट टाइम वी सॉ अ फेलियर काइंड ऑफ थिंग, राइट. तो ये तो माय सजेशन टू एवरीवन इज people whom you see as very confident once they crack the examination, they have also had the similar kind of struggles, right? And because लोग क्या करते हैं जनरली इस पार्ट को देखते हैं.
लेकिन मैं एक चीज बताना चाहूंगी, considering the recent trend, कि अभी क्या है ना, prelims have become very tough.
Definitely, it
So
is really
by
tough.
the time you clear your prelims, you are basically in your third attempt, fourth attempt. For some people, they are in their fifth attempt, or some people clear prelims in their last
I think
attempt.
you're lucky if you don't crack it in first attempt.
Yeah,
क्योंकि आप मेंस पढ़ लोगे थोड़ा.
Yes. But so I tell you, choose your optional very wisely.
Yes.
Because if you are clearing your prelims itself in your third attempt and fourth attempt, you seriously don't have the time to change your
Time and
optional.
liberty of changing it later. yeah.
Yes, doing it later. So when you are choosing your optional, make sure you have an interest in it, because otherwise you'll not be able to study it for
And you
long
said you
hours.
have already had interest in international
Yes.
relations, and that's why.
Secondly, you need to find out, like for example, anthropology, sociology, PSIR. These are like consistently last 7-8 years. These optionals, people with these optionals have actually cleared it in one go.
Yeah, they've cleared it in one
Yeah,
go. And they've
these
been
are-
like one of the best performing options.
Yeah, best performing options
Even this
right
year,
now.
last year, every
I am
year.
not
this year.
recommending कि strictly आपको इन तीनों में से ही कुछ लेना है.
Yeah.
But otherwise also, when choosing an optional, make sure that you are doing it so that you don't get stuck in the mains loop. So be very careful, because prelims ही आजकल लेट क्लियर होता है लोगों का. तो ऑप्शनल में नहीं फंसना है. तो ऑप्शनल का बहुत सोच समझ के आप डिसीजन लीजिए. But whichever you are confident in, whichever optional you think that you can do justice to it.
And see, I've seen 2-3 set of people preparing for this examination. एक जो लोग हैं जो inherently अपने ग्रेजुएशन सब्जेक्ट लेते हैं,
जी.
एक inherently बहुत ही अपना इंटरेस्ट एक्सप्लोर करने के बाद लेते हैं.
जी.
कुछ लोग होते हैं एकदम प्रैक्टिकल, वो आते हैं, एक जो सब्जेक्ट परफॉर्मिंग है वो लेते हैं, दे चूज इट एंड समहाउ दे आर एबल टू क्रैक इट. फॉर एग्जांपल, in those times there was Pali literature as a subject.
Yes, I remember.
People used to prepare it in 20 days.
हाँ, because it was very
20 दिन
easy.
पढ़ा और उनके नंबर आ जाते थे और पास हो जाते थे. और बाकी लोग जो होते थे नहीं, वो सेल्फ एक्चुअलाइजेशन जो कर रहे होते थे तैयारी में कि हमें बहुत आगे जाना जीवन में, तो वहां पे वो फंस जाते थे. ठीक है. So your option was PSIR. So how did you prepare and what are your suggestions to the people who are preparing for PSIR?
For PSIR optional, I think you need to do the thinkers very carefully and very exhaustively, I would say, because your answers are nothing if you don't add thinkers.
Agreed.
Because that is, the thinkers are the one that differentiates your PSIR answer with your GS2 answer. So you cannot write a GS2 answer and expect to have good marks in PSIR.
कई लोग गलती करते हैं.
कई लोग गलती. Even in the second paper.
जिन सब्जेक्ट्स में ऑप्शनल का ओवरलैप है जीएस में, उनमें ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम करते हैं लोग.
जी.
हाँ.
क्योंकि लोगों को लगता है कि GS टाइप का आंसर लिखने से ही हो जाता है. But and especially even for international relations paper 2,
हाँ, it's a
you
different
need
story.
to quote Mearsheimer, Morgenthau, and not only just paper 2 thinkers. Also, you can drag from paper 1,
Paper one,
Kautilya, Machiavelli, and everything.
Definitely.
So yeah, so that is important. If you have a good understanding of the static portion of the syllabus and the thinkers and the theory portion and interlinking it with current affairs, I think you are good to go. But make sure your optional is very much sorted before you write the attempt, because nowadays you just get 70-75 days between the prelims and the mains. You seriously don't have time for anything.
There's no time even to think or
Yes,
read any new
the
topic for
only
that
thing
matter.
for which you have time is revision.
Yes.
Apart from that, nothing new. You can't
Absolutely.
do anything new, because you have to write mocks. At least you need to write around, I would say, 40-50 mocks minimum
करना
to get to at least clear mains.
Yes.
Because mains is very competitive. If you look at the score, you realize that for general it was like 739 marks was the cutoff,
Yes,
but
cutoff, yeah.
interview
Lekin
963.
for selection you need to be way ahead of the cutoff itself.
Yeah, I'll tell you. The difference in prelims and mains is, suppose for prelims the cutoff is say 93.
92
If
or something.
92 point something. So even if you get 93 marks, you are done. Because anything above that is not required. It's never added to your score.
It's just a qualifying exam.
Yes, but for mains, let's say the cutoff
Every
is
mark counts
yes,
now.
740. even if you are getting 741, you'll get an interview call, but
Yes.
you'll never make it to the list.
Because for that you'll have need another 240 marks.
Yeah, that is impossible.
Which is impossible.
Yes, so mains you have to clear by a good margin. By good margin, I mean at least minimum 50 marks above the cutoff.
Yes,
General look, your category cutoff.
I agree.
So mains में ऐसा नहीं है कि कट ऑफ निकालना है. कट ऑफ की बात ही नहीं है मेंस में. You have to be way higher than the cut off to actually finally end
ये
up
तो
in the
है
list.
बिल्कुल. हाँ, मेंस का तो है कि
प्रीलिम्स का ठीक है. प्रीलिम्स का 0.5 भी ज्यादा आ गया तो इट्स डन.
मेंस पॉइंट है जितना आप मार्क्स मैक्सिमाइज कर पाओगे उसकी कोई लिमिट नहीं है.
उतना आपके चांसेस है टू गेट इनटू द लिस्ट.
एक one question I have about the answer writing is कि these days there are so many methods of the answer writing that are being talked about on YouTube and everywhere, and every coaching is talking about this कि ये formula ऐसे लिख लो, ये 5 terms याद कर लो, BCA कर लो. And I think in this quest, some of the people are losing out on the analysis part. What was your style of writing? Do you think that stereotypical preparation works, or you need to be more analytical while you're writing the answers?
I believe you need to write according to the demand of the question.
Perfect.
जो पूछा गया है, if you are asking me, what is your name, and I start saying
Okay,
my
what's in the
father,
name?
what's in the name, or I'm quoting my father's name, grandfather's name, and then somehow in the last of the
में लिखा
portion
कि
I'm
मेरा
writing
नाम
my
ये है.
name is this. You'll be you'll be annoyed to see कि मैंने
YouTube
simple answer दो ना.
वीडियो की तरह हुक बनाएंगे फिर लास्ट में बताएंगे लास्ट में ये है.
जी, that should not be done. So read the question properly and hit the demand of the question.
Right in the
And
introduction
then you
itself,
can use some templates like breaking it into social, political, economic, or using case studies, using examples, data, facts. But ultimately the sole purpose is to write according to the demand of the question. जो पूछा गया है वही लिखना है. ये नहीं कि जो आता है. A lot of people confuse between two. They think that whatever I know I will write it down.
ये बहुत बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है.
जी.
लोगों ने कि मैंने याद करके आऊं ये 5 पॉइंट लिखूंगा.
Yes, and then they feel that I have written everything. I am expecting good marks, and then when you see the paper, you see that you have miserably failed because you did not write whatever was asked. You wrote whatever you know.
Yes, that's
This is very important.
ये होता है.
ये तो इसको थोड़ा ध्यान रखना चाहिए.
एक one discussion that keeps on going these days is about the mental health. कि during preparation we don't feel motivated. Some people feel stressed. Some people feel depressed. So how important it is to handle that, and do you think it is it that important while preparing for this examination? क्योंकि लोग इसको कहीं ना कहीं बहुत ज़्यादा importance देने लग गए है. Of course it's a thing that everybody has a concern about. What is your take on that, or what was your method of recreation through which you handle your stress? For example, some sports, some music, or meeting friends. What was your way of handling this?
जी, मैं एक चीज को मैं हमेशा बोलूँगी. If this is a race and you are running a race, if you are not mentally fit, if you are not physically fit, you'll never win the race. पहले फील्ड में जीतने से पहले आपको पहले यहाँ जीतना पड़ेगा. If you win here only, then you will win there.
You can crack the exam.
Yeah. So mental health is very important, and for mental health, I would say, a lot of people during the preparation, they become very introvert. They just close themselves in a
Very
room,
good- very good point,
in the 10 feet to 10 feet by 10 feet room, and they will slog hours, and which is a good thing.
Oh.
I'm not saying
It's important also,
it's
but yeah,
important,
but that's not
but
the
at
only
the
thing
same
that you
time,
got to
you
do.
need to keep a balance between your academics as well as your social life. Social life मतलब ऐसा नहीं कि Instagram में reels देख रहे हैं. I'm not saying this.
That is
but
social media life.
That is
That's not
social
social-
media life. Yeah, please
That's
don't
not
confuse
social
that. So when I mean social life is that talking with your family, talking with your siblings. A lot of people, they cut off from family. They don't speak to parents. They don't speak to siblings. They'll cut off from their old friends. ओल्ड जो स्कूल के जो दोस्त होते हैं, they'll just completely cut off from
क्योंकि वो एक सेंटिमेंट है ना कि आई एम सैक्रिफाइसिंग टू मच. आई हैव टू क्रैक दिस एग्जाम.
आजकल मुझे लगता है सैक्रिफाइस भी एक फैशन हो गया, स्पेशली इन स्टूडेंट हब्स लाइक ORN. इट्स लाइक सैक्रिफाइस इज द फैशन वर्ड कि सबको करना है.
मैं एक त्याग कर रहा हूँ, बहुत बड़ा तपस्या कर रहा हूँ मैं.
या एग्जैक्टली. सो आई एम नॉट सेइंग दिस. तो मतलब मेरा ऐसा है कि आप करिए, आप तैयारी कीजिए अच्छे से, बट एट द सेम टाइम टॉक टू योर पेरेंट्स, टॉक टू योर फ्रेंड्स, टेक अ डे ऑफ, गो आउट समवेयर, हैव अ नाइस कॉफी, हैव अ नाइस सैंडविच, गो आउटसाइड.
इट्स इंपॉर्टेंट टू बी ओके विद योर लाइफ एंड एंजॉय.
यस, मतलब बहुत ज्यादा ऐसा नहीं कि आप 2 घंटा
इसी में बस जाओ.
हाँ, मतलब ऐसा नहीं that you should be busy with Instagram for 2 hours. You should be watching reels for 2 hours or the whole day. I'm not saying this, but at the same time, balance it. Don't be that person who is cut off from the entire world. No, it doesn't work that way. It will affect your mental health.
And how to use social media effectively, because social media has become a big kind of distraction also for people. People think that they are recreating by going onto the media platforms, but they don't come back to the studies once they go there. कि वो reel देखते रहते हैं पूरे time. So is it a distraction, or did you use it, or how did you use it if you used it?
I think I'm not too social, but at the same time, I think I used to maintain a very फिक्स्ड स्क्रीन टाइम
Okay.
कि मतलब अगर 45 मिनट से 1 घंटा देना है तो उतना ही देना है.
अच्छा.
आफ्टर दैट you just you cut off from everything. फोन का भी मैं ऐसा नहीं कि अभी व्हाट्सएप का मैसेज आए तो अभी रिप्लाई करेंगे, ऐसा नहीं था मेरा. आई यूज्ड टू स्टडी 3 hours slot, 3.5 hours I used to study continuously. After that I used to take a small break. तो वहाँ पे अगर मुझे कोई मैसेज देखना है, किसी को फ़ोन करना है, थोड़ा बहुत स्क्रॉल करना है, आई विल डू. बट आफ्टर दैट आई विल कीप इट असाइड. ऐसा नहीं कि पढ़ भी रहे वहाँ पे देख भी रहे कि क्या हो रहा है.
तो वही तो सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट है.
हाँ, नहीं मतलब you should not be like on one hand you are writing an answer and then you are also scrolling social media कि लोग Maldives में क्या कर रहे हैं.
It will not work that way.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way. So you need to segregate that. You need to have some. इसीलिए discipline is the word.
Yes.
You need to use it in a very disciplined manner.
तो इतना डिस्कशन है, मुझे लग रहा है कि we can endlessly go on talking about these
Sure.
things, and you have been really part of this phase. So मुझे लगता है कि इसको रोकने में मुझे लग रहा है और लंबा चला दो. But I think there are a few questions that the students might have, so they are going to ask you a few questions. Any questions, please?
मैम ये पूछना था कि जैसे आप बोल रहे थे कि प्रीलिम्स एक लूप है, राइट? है ना मैम? बहुत सारे ऐसे देखे कि सेम ही जो पढ़ाई चल रही है वो 100 बच्चे एक साथ पढ़ रहे हैं. जैसे मैं भी अगर एक क्लास में हूँ तो ये भी वही पढ़ रहे हैं, ये भी वही पढ़ रही, मैं भी वही पढ़ रहा हूँ. लेकिन होगा ये कि इनका हो जाएगा, इसका हो जाएगा, मेरा ही नहीं होगा. मैम डिसिप्लिन वगैरह तो हो सकता है कि हम तीनों ने सेम फॉलो किया हो, बट चांसेस कितने निर्भर करते हैं इसके ऊपर कि किसका हो सकता है किसका नहीं?
You know, there's this saying, winners don't do different things, they do things differently. Have you heard that?
नो मैम.
एक कोट है, winners don't do different things, they do things differently. मतलब इसका मतलब ये है कि आप you are also reading Lakshmikant, आप भी लक्ष्मीकांत पढ़ रहे हैं, ये भी this person is also studying Lakshmikant and the other person is also studying Lakshmikant, but everybody has a different way of kind of प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर इट. तो कुछ लोग क्या करेंगे, आपको पॉलिटी के बारे में प्रिपेयर करना है तो आप लक्ष्मीकांत भी देख लिया आपने, सुभाष कश्यप भी देख लिया आपने, डी बासु भी देख लिया, एंड देन यू फील कि मैंने बहुत मेहनत कर ली. एंड दिस पर्सन विल बी अ स्मार्ट गाय एंड व्हाट ही और शी विल डू, he will read Lakshmikant, immediately he will do the PYQs, he will solve mocks, and then he is done. And उसके पॉलिटी में देखो, मतलब मैं एक सब्जेक्ट का एग्जांपल पकड़ के
जंप करेंगे, rather than investing
unnecessary time in one subject, he will very selectively do the sources, he will focus on PYQs, do the mocks, analyze the weakness, and he will be done with it. तो ये मतलब चीज़ों को थोड़ा स्मार्टली करना होता है. ऐसा नहीं कि गधे की तरह मेहनत कर रहे हैं. यू हैव टू डू स्मार्ट वर्क हियर एंड यू हैव टू सी कि ये जो मैं इनपुट दे रहा हूँ, इफ आई एम इन्वेस्टिंग 2 hours, देन व्हाट इज माई आउटपुट आउट ऑफ दैट 2 hours. दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. यू नीड टू क्वान्टिफाई दैट.
अकाउंटिंग पूरी करनी चाहिए.
अकाउंटेबिलिटी रहना बहुत ज़रूरी है. तो चीज़ों को अगर आप स्ट्रैटेजिकली प्रोसीड करेंगे तो हो जाएगा. सब लोग नहीं करते. एंड अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल व्हाट दे डू मन में तैयारी. सो व्हाट दे विल डू, दे विल वॉच मोटिवेशनल वीडियोस, दे विल वॉच 5 मोटिवेशनल वीडियोस. यू आस्क देम कि दिन में क्या किया मैंने, हाउ डिड यू प्रिपेयर, दैट आई वाज बिजी विद यूट्यूब, मैंने इनका वीडियो देखा, उनका वीडियो देखा, फिर ये देखा, फिर वो देखा. बट अल्टीमेटली इफ यू सी व्हाट डिड यू स्टडी, नथिंग.
व्हाट इज योर नेट टेक अवे फ्रॉम
नथिंग. सो इसको बहुत स्ट्रैटेजिकली करना है. ऐसा नहीं कि सब कुछ करेंगे, लिमिटेड सोर्सेस करेंगे, बार बार करेंगे, रिवाइज करेंगे, PYQs लगाएंगे, मॉक्स लगाएंगे, हो जाएगा.
आई थिंक इट हैज टू डू लाइक अ बिजनेसमैन ऑलवेज सीज हिज वर्क. इसमें क्या फायदा है, क्या नुकसान है, इससे ये करने से फायदा हो जाएगा. ऑलवेज कीपिंग दिस थिंग इन माइंड. हाँ. Not just studying for the sake of studying, especially when the exams are too close. शुरू में तो of course you need to elaborate a bit, but when the exam is pretty close, तो you need to very clear
very strategically.
कि कई लोग क्या था कि इस सब्जेक्ट में बहुत टाइम इन्वेस्ट कर दिया, जहाँ जरूरत ही नहीं थी.
I'll tell you एक और चीज, जैसे एनवायरनमेंट हो गया. कुछ लोग ऐसा करते हैं ना, एनवायरनमेंट में जो बायोडाइवर्सिटी का है, यू नो, लॉट ऑफ स्पीसीज, उसमें इतना बड़ा बड़ा नोट्स बना देंगे. आई थिंक दैट इज कंप्लीटली फुलिशनेस. मतलब उसमें आप क्यों इन्वेस्ट करोगे? बिग वैसे तो बिग 4 डेलॉइट वगैरह होता है, बट यहाँ पे बिग 4 इन यूपीएससी, द बिग 4, यस, दैट इज द बिग 4. यू नीड टू गेट द बिग 4 राइट. भले ही वो दैट बिग 4 ना हो, लेकिन ये वाला बिग 4 इसमें होना चाहिए सही.
I know.
This is the advice for engineers who are coming to civil services. I know even if you're not getting into that big 4, but this big 4, polity, geography,
economics. In mains there are certain neglected 5 subjects.
Yeah, neglected
like
5.
security, disaster management, environment.
So that big 4 and these neglected 5 should be done very thoroughly. Only then you'll clear the exam.
मैम एक फॉलो अप क्वेश्चन यही था कि जैसे आपने बोला कि स्मार्ट वर्क करना है, फॉर अ फर्स्ट टाइम प्रिपेयरर एज माई सेल्फ, मुझे कैसे पता रहेगा कौन से एरिया मेरे फोकस के होने चाहिए और कौन से जो है मुझे नेग्लेक्ट करने हैं? और एक और चीज़ भी थी साथ के साथ ही, अगर ऐसा तो हम जैसे आपने पीछे बोला कि क्या बोलते हैं चीज़ें रिवाइज भी करनी है। अब जैसे मैं ही अगर मान लो वो पढ़ रहा हूँ बिपिन चंद्रा फॉर मॉडर्न हिस्ट्री, तो मान लो मैंने पहले के 4 चैप्टर पढ़े, अब होगा कि जैसे ही मैं दोबारा रिवाइज करूँगा वो एकदम सारे शब्द नए लगने लगेंगे, तीसरी बार फिर नया लगेगा, चौथी बार फिर नया लगेगा, भले ही मैंने PYQ सॉल्व कर दिए उसके बाद भी। तो हम इन दोनों का क्या हो सकता है फिर?
With regards to your first question, इफ़ यू आर अ बिगिनर आई वुड सजेस्ट कि आप ज़्यादा चीज़ें करने की ज़रूरत ही नहीं है। ज़्यादा चीज़ करने से एग्ज़ाम रुक जाता है। यहाँ पे यू नो योर फर्स्ट प्रायोरिटी इज़ टू क्लियर द एग्जाम एंड नॉट टू गैदर नॉलेज। ये नॉलेज गैदरिंग प्रोसेस है ही नहीं UPSC। तो उसमें आप यू विल रियलाइज व्हेन यू सी द क्वेश्चन पेपर कि पॉलिटी, हिस्ट्री, मॉडर्न हिस्ट्री के कुछ क्वेश्चंस, बट वो थोड़ा बाद में आएगा। पॉलिटी, फिजिकल ज्योग्राफी, इकोनॉमी एंड लिटिल बिट ऑफ मॉडर्न हिस्ट्री आई कैन से। तो ये सारे सब्जेक्ट्स को ज़्यादा फोकस देना है वर्सेस सब्जेक्ट्स लाइक रैंडम करंट अफेयर्स, फिर कुछ रैंडम एनवायरनमेंट के क्वेश्चंस, फिर एक वो और एक क्वेश्चंस आते हैं ना एंशिएंट हिस्ट्री के, बहुत सारे कभी जो हमने कभी सुना ही नहीं है, दैट काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चन। उसमें ज़्यादा फोकस नहीं देना है। जहाँ से यू कैन स्कोर मैक्सिमम मार्क्स, लाइक इफ़ यू हैव दीज 4-5 सब्जेक्ट्स अंडर योर कमांड, you are scoring almost 60 to 70% marks out of those subjects, and that is sufficient for you to clear the prelims. You just need to clear the prelims. उसमें 128 नहीं लाने हैं, you know. It's okay if you can score 128, 130, 140. It's a huge success, but then you just need to clear the prelims. So make around 100 marks a target and focus on those subjects more which has a higher probability of appearing in the exam again and again. जैसे इकोनॉमी का इन्फ्लेशन हो गया, GDP के क्वेश्चंस हो गए, you can't get those questions wrong, otherwise you'll be out of the race. Yes. But you could not answer something like World Toilet Organization जो पूछा गया था, I think 23-24 में पूछा गया था।
सबसे पॉइंट ये है कि जो क्वेश्चन पेपर में 40 to 50 क्वेश्चन सिंपल क्वेश्चंस आते हैं। सिंपल मतलब you have studied about them।
जी जी।
तो वो क्वेश्चंस अगर आप अच्छे से करोगे तो बाकी में फिर आप थोड़ा बहुत करके you will crack the exam।
जी जी, sure।
एंड मैम वन लास्ट क्वेश्चन है कि हम जो करंट अफेयर की बात होती है, मतलब मेजरली किसी भी इंस्टीट्यूट में आप जाओगे या फिर कहीं पर भी, तो वो हो जाता है करंट अफेयर की अलग से एक नोटबुक मेंटेन करो। मैम इट्स नॉट ह्यूमनली पॉसिबल कि मैं पूरे एक साल एक हफ्ते के सारे करंट अफेयर लिखूँ, फिर आखिरी ईयर के एंड में आके उन सबको रिवाइज भी करूँ।
इतना करंट अफेयर्स करने की जरूरत ही नहीं है
मैम। वही
और अगर आपको करंट
होगा?
अफेयर्स करना भी है देन प्लीज स्टिक टू द थीम ऑफ द सिलेबस। ऐसा नहीं कि तुम कुछ भी कर ले, कुछ, बिकॉज़ इट्स सी करंट अफेयर्स का कोई लिमिट नहीं रहा। इट्स एन इनफाइनाइट।
I have been in this industry for like 15 years now.
जी।
I prepared from 2011 till 2016. And I tell you, ये जो करंट अफेयर्स का स्कैम बोल लूं मैं इसको,
जी,
या जो बोलबाला है पूरे मार्केट में, it started from 2016 and it has ruined so many aspirants' preparation. For example, when you crack prelims, you might have realized that necessarily you are investing so much time in current affairs preparation rather than focusing upon the core areas.
Ultimately, if you have to find your name in the holy PDF, your basics should be strong.
Holy PDF, yeah.
Yeah, that holy PDF. Your basics needs to be strong, and don't run after current affairs. Study IQ है, मैं अंकित अग्रवाल सर का फॉलो करती थी। जितना भी है ना उतना ही बहुत है मतलब।
You get the updates.
हाँ, updates, you know, you will get it anyway. और उसका 50% भी कर लेना आप, you know, you are very much, you have a high probability of getting into the list. मैं यही बोलूँगी, बहुत ज़्यादा।
Core is the word.
Yes.
कि core पे focus करो।
हाँ, basics and little bit of current affairs. ऐसा नहीं, don't overdo the current affairs thing.
Congratulations, ma'am.
Thank you.
First of all, ma'am, nowadays, in last few years, mostly the students from the reputed universities and colleges, like IITs and AIIMS and all these, they are making through it. So, does it makes any difference from the students from the normal colleges and even in the preparation, or even at does it makes any impression in interview and all these?
I'll tell you why. Nobody is really concerned about from which background you come, आप कहाँ से आते हैं, कौन से geographical area से आते हैं, कौन से college से आते हैं, कौन से university से आते हैं, it doesn't really matter. But हाँ, एक चीज़ मैं बताना चाहूँगी with respect to this question. Why people from IITs, NITs, AIIMS and IIMs are actually clearing the exam? वो क्लियर इसीलिए नहीं कर रहे हैं बिकॉज दे कम फ्रॉम दैट कॉलेज। वो क्लियर इसीलिए करते हैं बिकॉज दे आर हैबिचुएटेड टू द रिगर। क्योंकि वहाँ पे द एकेडमिक प्रेशर टू सी, आई कम फ्रॉम एन NIT, आई हैव अ 9.2 CGPA. आई हैव लिटरली स्लॉग्ड इन माई कॉलेज ईयर्स टू एक्चुअली गेट दैट CGPA. तो अगर इफ आई हैव डन दैट हार्ड वर्क बिफोर यू, आई नो हाउ टू एक्चुअली सैक्रिफाइस थिंग्स एंड हाउ टू स्टडी फॉर 10-12 hours. तो ये डिफरेंस होता है। अगर आप भी वो डिसिप्लिन अगर आप अपने लाइफ में इंप्लीमेंट कर देंगे ना, तो आपका भी निकल जाएगा। इंटरव्यू में कोई नहीं पूछता है कि आप कहाँ से हो,
एक बहुत
nobody
इंपॉर्टेंट
judges
आर्गुमेंट
you.
होता है कि जैसे कई लोगों का ये होता था कि यार अच्छे कॉलेज वालों का ही होता है इस एग्जाम में। तो पॉइंट ये है कि अगर यूपीएससी को अच्छे कॉलेज वालों से ही इतना अट्रैक्शन होता तो डायरेक्टली वहाँ के टॉपर्स को उठा लेते हैं।
जी।
इस एग्जाम की रिक्वायरमेंट अलग है, इस जॉब की रिक्वायरमेंट अलग है।
And
दैट इज व्हाई
UPSC
दे आर
is a
लुकिंग
level
फॉर समथिंग
playing
वेरी
field.
डिफरेंट
Yes.
from a candidate, which is something that can be found in any person from any background, not necessarily from IITs, not necessarily from AIMS या किसी अच्छे कॉलेज से।
Yeah, definitely.
Every year toppers they just insist on NCRTs very much, that they are very much
ज़रूरी है।
important. But ma'am, some teachers they say that notes are sufficient and you need not to do this. So
देखो, you know the reason why I failed 2023 prelims, क्योंकि वहाँ पे जो भी था ना ancient history, you remember the port question, which of these are important ports in South India, 2023 वाला था, all of these were in the NCRTs.
और सारी चीजें किताब
NCRTs are non-negotiable. You have to do NCRT. However, for the mains preparation, you can't rely just on NCRT. उसके बाद आपको एक लेवल ज़्यादा करना होता है. So for that you have to rely on notes. टीचर ने ये नहीं बोला कि NCRT मत करो. NCRT प्रीलिम्स के लिए ज़रूरी है, बट उसके साथ आपको दिस प्लस दिस, मतलब नोट्स भी करना होगा।
एनसीईआरटी आपको एक बेसिक फ्रेमवर्क दे देगा, उसके ऊपर बिल्ड करना है।
बट एनसीईआरटी को इग्नोर नहीं करना है, क्योंकि हिस्ट्री में बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस एनसीईआरटी से आते हैं
और कई जगह आते हैं। मतलब जो कंसेप्चुअल क्लैरिटी एनसीईआरटी से बनती है, यू कैन बिल्ड अपॉन दैट नॉलेज ऑलवेज। जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल, इफ यू डायरेक्टली जंप ऑन टू लक्ष्मीकांत, यू विल ऑलवेज फाइंड इट डिफिकल्ट। बट इफ यू स्टडीड दैट कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन एट वर्क एनसीईआरटी 11th क्लास, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल पॉलिटी में आजकल ये क्वेश्चंस आते हैं, लिबर्टी की डेफिनेशन, सेक्युलरिज्म, इस तरह के क्वेश्चंस आते हैं कंसेप्चुअल वाले। वो पॉलिटिकल थियरी की एनसीईआरटी पढ़ोगे, आपको वो सारे कांसेप्ट क्लियर हो जाएंगे। राइट्स वर्सेस ड्यूटीज क्या होता है, दोनों कॉम्बिनेशन, तो वो सब क्वेश्चंस आते हैं। जस्टिस क्या होता है।
जी जी।
तो आई थिंक एनसीईआरटी इज डेफिनेटली दे आर नॉन नेगोशिएबल।
बट देन आल्सो यू सप्लीमेंट इट विद योर ओन नोट्स आल्सो, जो भी आपने बनाया है। एक मतलब इट्स नॉट लाइक अ जीरो सम गेम कि ये देखेंगे ये नहीं देखेंगे, ऐसा नहीं है।
I hope we are done with the questions. So I think it was really an insightful discussion, and I think a lot of students are going to benefit from this. और बाकी जनरल व्यूअर्स के लिए भी I think ये बहुत ही interesting रहा होगा, and the way you have narrated all the ideas, you have articulated your ideas, and I'm really sure you got the right kind of marks in the interviews. And many congratulations once again for this rank. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Study IQ IAS, आपका सिलेक्शन हमारा मिशन।